Good morning, everybody. Today I want to take you on a treasure hunt because in my garden there are so many beautiful treasures showing us that it's spring and that soon it's going to be summer and getting warmer and we'll be able to do swimming and play outside and cricket and all those lovely things. So I'm starting right here by my peach tree. This peach tree is actually my daughter Danny's tree, and have a look. Can you see these beautiful pink blossoms? These blossoms are one of the first signs of spring. And I'm going to take you all around the rest of my garden and show you lots of other little treasures that are showing that spring is on its way or is even here already. And then I want you guys to go on a treasure hunt in your garden and find things that show you that spring is coming to your garden. And then ask your mom to take a photo of you and those treasures, and you can send them to me to show me the spring and the treasures in your garden. Hi everybody, here's my next thing. This huge tree here above me is an avocado tree, and we planted this tree from just a little pip. So coming closer, I want to show you what's growing on my tree and tell you a little bit about it. Once we planted an avocado pip and it grew into a tiny little tree, and now years later it's this massive tree. And can you see what this tree is full of? Come and have a look over here at these blossoms. These big bunches of tiny, teeny, tiny little yellow flowers are actually avo blossoms. They're not as pretty as the peach blossoms. And each one of these flowers could grow into an avo, but they're not going to. First of all, many of them will fall off like that, and they won't become avos. But on this bunch, maybe one or maybe two avos will be left. And then those avos are going to grow and grow and grow. And our avos get so huge like this. And it takes a long time. So these avos are going to take about a year to grow to become that big. So I'll only be able to get these avos next year, but it's so exciting that they've started to grow, and that next year we're going to have a lot of avos. And maybe I can bring one to school to show you. So this tree above me that you can see, its beautiful little green leaves and the blue sky, this is our mulberry tree. And I want to show you how the mulberries are starting to come. Look at these teeny tiny little mulberries. They look so funny, all green with their white spikes. Sort of like maybe a baby chicken or baby duck. Anyway, they're going to grow and get big and fat and juicy. And do you see these green leaves? You know what likes to eat mulberry leaves? It's silkworms. That means that when my mulberry leaves come out, everybody at home should look at their silkworm eggs and see whether they're starting to hatch. Because it means those teeny tiny baby silkworm eggs are ready to hatch so that they can come and eat these lovely green juicy leaves. We're down here by the trampoline. There's Ntor doing his, whoa, good job Ntor. But what I want to show you is this tree above me. It looks dead, right? Looks like nothing's happening. And yet, if you come in close and you look at this dead branch and zoom in, look at these little red buds on this branch. This is an apricot tree, just like the apricot tree we have at school. And it's about to start blossoming. And when we go back to school, I'm going to teach you the apricot tree song. Maybe I'll be able to put it on at the end of this video. It's so cool about the little blossoms popping like popcorn on the tree. And so this tree is getting tiny. It looks dead, but actually inside it, there's lots of life bursting forth. It's going to grow. It's going to make little pink blossoms and white blossoms, and little green leaves are going to come out, and then it's going to give us beautiful apricots. And maybe I can make some jam with those apricots. This bush is one of my favorite spring treasures. It's called a yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Have a look. It's actually just starting to come nicely. Look at these tiny, beautiful, juicy little new leaves coming on. And it's got only a few flowers. And let me show you. This one is called maybe this is a yesterday flower. And this one over here is a today flower, because they start off and then they go paler and paler. And this one over here is a tomorrow flower, because this one is going to, that's the little bud, and then it's going to bloom and it's going to open like this, and then as it fades it's going to get old like this. But these smell amazing. It's one of my favorite smells, and that's why this is called a yesterday, today, and tomorrow bush, because it's got all three different kinds of flowers on it. So yesterday, today, and tomorrow is one of my favorites. I have another one, and it's this jasmine. I love jasmine. It smells so amazing. And it makes this big bank of pink and white flowers. It's so pretty. And actually, this jasmine was the very first sign of spring that I saw in my garden. It was my first treasure. during that very, very cold week when we were all shivering and blowing our hands with the hairdryer at school to warm up our fingers, this jasmine had already started blooming. And every morning when I saw it and when I smelt it, I remembered that spring was coming, and it really cheered me up. So this was my very first spring treasure, and it's called Jasmine. Okay, this is my last spring treasure that I want to show you, and it's my son Jesse who has decided to plant a garden. This is his little spring garden. He's planted lettuces and tomatoes and spinach, and I'll show you the potatoes he's planted. These are his potato bushes that he's going to try and grow us some potatoes to eat. And while I'm sitting here, can you hear those birds in the background? Little birds singing. It's so lovely to hear all the birds singing in spring too. So that was my spring treasure hunt around my garden. But I'd like you now to go on a spring treasure hunt of your own and ask your mom to come with you with her phone so that you can take some photos of the treasures that you see, or bring them back to the kitchen and put them on the table, and then she can take some photos and then show me all the beautiful spring treasures that you find in your garden. Have a lovely day. Bye.